I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my new website, www.stampwithelaine.com. The Witty cisms stamp set will be retiring soon, and I thought we'd make a little box today using the thank you very much to make a label. We're also going to be using the Stitch So Sweetly dies. This has nested stitched scalloped rectangles. The die that we're going to be using today is this one here. You need to die cut a label in Flirty Flamingo. You'll also need a variety of punches. For the handle, I've used the sprig punch, the detailed trio punch to round off the corners on the handle, another label in Whisper White cut with the Label Me Lovely punch, and the classic label punch to punch out the handles. In Europe, our A4 size is too narrow, so in fact you need to cut it out of a 12 by 12 sheet. So this is in real red, and it's 8.5 inches by 10 inches, and in metric that is 21.6 by 25.4 centimeters. We also need the vellum cardstock from Perennial Essence. From my Heart Specialty Designer Series paper, you need 2 pieces cut at 1 3/4 inches by 4 1/4. In metric that's 4.4 by 10.8 centimeters. You also need 2 pieces 1 3/4 inch square, that's 4.4 centimeters squared. Tuxedo Black Memento ink and the Real Red Stamping Blend combos and Granny Apple Green and Dark Mango Melody. Real Red Rhinestone Basic Jewels and the Whisper White Crinkled Seam Binding Ribbon. Bring in your scoreboard, and to start with we're going to score on the long side with the 10 inches at the top at 1 inch, 2 inches, 4 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches and 9 inches. Rotate it a quarter turn so that the short side is on the top, and you score at 2 inches and 6.5 inches. Burnish the score lines so it's easy for you to see. If I bring it up to the light, you can see that there are 2 rectangles in the corners to make up a square. So basically we cut away those. Next, I want to punch out my handle, the outer rectangles of this longer section here. So I'll offer the punch up and do it by eye and punch a handle. Then I'll marry it up with the one on the opposite side, make sure they are lined up, and I'll draw a pencil mark on there so I can more or less cut it in the same position. Now take the detailed trio punch, round the corners on the handles, press from the centre of the punch. Now take your paper, adhere it to your box. This paper hasn't got a pattern, so it doesn't matter, but if it did have a pattern, then you need to be mindful of where to adhere it to. Now we're going to tackle the side flaps, because that's what will form the structure of your box, and I'm going to miter the edges in here and then just snip about 1/4 inch off the top, 1/4 inch off the top there. Now you need to establish which is going to be the front of your box. With the front of the box you want to have the flaps folding toward the back. So this will be your back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just angle that and just cut a wedge out of there at the top, but not at the bottom, because with it being straight it will help me align it better. So I'm going to put a bit of adhesive on the bottom. Hold it down till it bonds, and do the same here. Okay, that bends backwards, this bends backwards, and then I'll put adhesive on here and on this side and wrap it round. So that it's in line with the base of the box, and that will give you a nice neat finish. So this is your front and that's your back. I forgot to record it. I was just saying where the indentation, the curve starts, use that as a guide to apply your adhesive. You don't want any adhesive on the top, otherwise it will stick to the handle. Now take the vellum cardstock from Perennial Essence, and we're going to punch out 4 sprigs with the sprig punch. I'm going to adhere those with glue dots. Oops, wrong way. There is a right way and a wrong way to the vellum. The shiny side is the right way up, and the matte looking layer is the wrong side. Then when you come to putting this layer on, make sure that it doesn't extend beyond the bottom of the box. Glue the designer paper on now that the box is constructed. The reason why I added designer series paper to the side was in case you make a mistake and you've glued it the wrong way round, then you can always cover it up with the designer series paper afterwards. But luckily I didn't make a mistake this time, so I'm just doing it to cover all bases. We're going to stamp our image right in the middle here. Center the image on the punch and punch it out. So now we're going to do a bit of colouring, and I'm going to speed this up. With the bullet end, I'm going to use the Mango Melody to colour in all these little pips on the strawberry, and then following the drawing of the strawberry, I'll use the dark stamping blend followed by the light for shading, and the same with the Granny Apple Green. Some rhinestones on here. Pop some dimensionals on the back and remove the backing paper, and then I can stick it on the label here. The last thing to do is cut a length of ribbon. Be fairly generous with it. And I'm just going to loop it in half like that. Pop pop whatever goodies you want in there and loop it through both handles. Pull it tight, then you can tie a bow. Ooh, I think maybe I was too generous with the ribbon. Better to have too much than too little. I can always use it for something else. So there's the box completed. Before I go, here are some really simple cards using the other images. I'm making a retirement card, but I won't show that to you because I have to send it to somebody and I don't want to spoil the surprise. But you can make, this is from the Stitch So Sweetly dies, and it's these scallop stitched rectangle ones. Can you see the detail? It's really quite pretty. And then I stuck some designer series paper in there. This one is using the layering ovals and some stamping blends. And I made a shaker card for the graduation one. You did it. And then talk about, oh, awesome, for the inside. So those are some ideas, but today I just wanted to do a simple label for this box. Thanks for joining me. All the links to the supplies for my online store are below this video in the show more section, and you can read more about this project on my blog as well, so I'll provide a link there. Thanks for watching. Bye.